Hi friends! Welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Katelyn and I like to film eyeshadow palette, ranking, and review videos, as well as the occasional other content sprinkled in. So if you like indie makeup, if you like eyeshadow palettes, if you like me, I highly recommend that you hit that subscribe button because I post 2 videos every single week. And for those of you that are not new here, my face is happy that you are seeing it again. And I am excited for today's video for 2 reasons. The first reason being that it is a sponsored video. Not by the makeup brand. I will tell you about our sponsor here in a few moments, but the second reason that I'm excited is because I get to try Dieverune Cosmetics, the Gloomy Gardens palette. This is a new to me brand, and I love trying new to me indie brands. I also love trying indie brands that were started by people in the indie makeup community. So this brand is M. Jones, I think her M. Jones 5018, I believe is her handle. This is her brand. Super cool. Millie from Bad to the Brow helped do the graphic design for this palette as well. So I just really like supporting people in the indie makeup space in particular. And yeah, so I'm super excited. The look that I created today is the look that I'm going to be doing with this palette. So if you want a tutorial on how this look was created and to see how the shadows apply and get my final thoughts, then you should go ahead and keep on watching. But before we get into that, let's talk about today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by FABÉLLE Wigs, and FABÉLLE had reached out to me and asked if I was interested in doing a collaboration and specifically including a sponsored video. And when I looked at their wigs, I thought, yes, I love me a lace front wig, especially as I've progressed into my pregnancy and have had zero desire to do my hair. I don't want to stand there and do my hair. It's exhausting to me. I don't mind sitting here and doing my makeup. I don't get the same joy out of doing my hair. So that's why I like to wear wigs, is because I don't like to do my hair, but I want my hair to look nice with my full glam. You know what I mean? So when I looked through their site, and I'm going to pop up like a screen recording of the site right here. When I looked through their site, I was looking at all the different wig options. They have like long, silky, smooth options. They have options that have highlights. They have red options. They have just different options of wigs. And I thought that this particular one, which is the honey blonde highlights brown lace wig, and it's the loose wave. So they have 3 different ones. One of them sold out, but you have, well, loose wave actually is on there twice. So loose wave or body wave. This is the loose wave if you like these curls. Let me just, and it's very long. Ooh, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get it all in frame. There we go. So it's a very lengthy wig, which I love. I love to have like long, thick, luscious hair that I could never actually grow out of my head. When they reached out to me, I saw that wig. I said, yes, let's collaborate. I have worn the wig. You've all seen it. It was actually in one of my recent Makeup Diaries videos. Actually, by the time this goes up, it will have been the most recent Makeup Diaries video. What I really want to highlight about this wig, one is the lace front. For me, I prefer a lace front wig. Most of the lace front wigs that I purchase are from other brands that typically cost about $100 a piece. So to have a unit that is this long, $56, I thought, yes, please. This sounds right up my alley. I was gifted this wig for the purposes of the collaboration, so I did not pay for this myself, but I do think $56 is a steal. What I also want to highlight with the wig is that some wigs, like the synthetic hair wigs that you buy, they can be really shiny. Like the hair can come in and you have to baby powder it, dry shampoo it, do whatever to kind of fix it up and make it so that the hair's not shiny. I feel like this really isn't super shiny, and therefore it looks way more natural than I think some other wigs tend to look. So for me, that was another big win as far as these wigs go. FABÉLLE also has 5 service guarantees that they list out on their site: 24-hour shipping, 8-day delivery, 7-day returns, 90-day quality guarantee, and a professional customer service guarantee. So you can read more about that on their site, which I will make sure is linked down below. I also appreciate that while this is a really thick wig, it's not so much on top that it doesn't look more like realistic hair. Long story short, $56. I think it was worth it. Let's go ahead and get on into the video. Let's get started with the look. Isn't this packaging just so freaking gorgeous? Also, I'm trying out a plumping gloss. Ew, it's like starting to tingle. Ah! Okay, gorgeous. Gorgeous color story. I have no idea what I want to do. I literally just was like, I need to film with this because it arrived today, and here we are. Let me scoot up. You know me, I'm either probably gonna go green, blue, purple, purple, orange. Like, this whole color story is like right up my alley. And the shades are on the back, shade names. I think this is Weeping Willow. This mid-tone gray shade. I'm not taking it all the way because I am going to apply another shade. That matte is really soft. This is also one of my Gloss Gods brushes, M09. And these brushes are just like so soft. I really like them. And then I'm going to take this shade up here, which I think is Somber Succulent. These names are fun. I wasn't sure how dark this shade was going to be because it didn't look like super dark in the pan. It looked like a dark gray, but not like more of like a charcoal than anything. But I think it's going to be a nice shade for depth, but I also think it's going to help, or that it's not so pigmented that it's not going to blend into this other shade, but we will find out right now. That blended really nicely. I didn't need to like go back and forth between the pans to get anything going. So when I saw the Moth and the Moon palette that this brand did, I really liked it, but I was kind of perplexed by it. Like, I was like, I like all of those colors, but I don't know like what I do with that. And I think I had bought so many other things. I was sort of like, this new brand, I don't know that I want to like just, you know, dive in and spend more money on a brand I'd never tried before. So I just, you know, waited, but I watched everybody's videos with it and it seemed to have like an overall positive reception. So I was like, okay, I'm going to keep this brand on my, like, you know, keep my eyes on the brand for anything they launch this year. And then when I saw them start teasing just this sort of artwork, I thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna want whatever that ends up being because that artwork is stunning. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this shade up here, which is Morose Magnolia, I think, if I'm reading that correctly. And I'm gonna put this in the crease. I honestly wasn't sure, like, of these two, which was gonna be brighter, because this is kind of in the row with the other lighter shades. So I was like, is this supposed to be the lighter of the two? But I'm glad that this applies pretty light, so we're good. I was willing to take the risk, but I think it looks fine. So anyways, I was already sold on this pretty much when they showed the packaging. I mean, I didn't know it was the packaging, but when they just started talking about like the Gloomy Garden theme and things like that, and we're sneak peeking it, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna want that. And then the palette reveal happened, and I thought that color story is right up my alley. That palette is a good size for me. Like, I just think I'm gonna enjoy. I don't know that I have like 1,000,001 looks that come like to mind right away, but I appreciate any palette that's laid out like with the, like kind of how Simply Posh, Blend Bunny, all of them, they do it where it's like the color stories in the columns. You have built-in looks there, but I find that in my brain, it's easier for me to then jump around. So I just really like this kind of a setup. Okay, now let's try out these shimmers. I am pretty much out of Fix Plus, so we're gonna start trying this Rare Beauty, what is this? The Always an Optimist 4-in-1 mist, because I'm out of my Fix Plus, and this is the setting spray I have that I don't really like on my face. So I'm gonna take this shade down here, which is Emo Echinacea, I think is how you say that. We're gonna spray it with this Rare Beauty. If there's anything funky that happens on these shimmers, I'm just knocking things over. If there's anything funky that happens on these shimmers, I will try them again with not trying this setting spray for the first time, but I ran out of Fix Plus, so we're working with what we got. I will say that the brush going into the pan, these are very textured shades, very chunky, so there's a lot of I don't want to say kick up, but they move in the pan and they're a little bit difficult to pick up on a brush. And this might be a formula that does better with a, whatchamacallit. What word am I looking for? I like a glitter primer. That's the word I was looking for. But it's very pretty, very sparkly. I can definitely see the shift happening. We have like pink, gold, and green on the lid. So it's for sure giving the multi-chrome shiftiness. I think I want to go into, I'm trying to decide if I want to do this shade or this shade. I think I'm going to go for this one down here. What shade is that? Frowny Forsythia? I don't know how to, I'm not a plant person or a flower person. I've said this in past videos, but a risk you run when you're using multi-chromes next to each other is that they're gonna shift in weight, like they're potentially going to shift differently than you want them to and bring out different colors in each other, and it's just not quite going to work as well as if you just use one multi-chrome by itself. But sometimes it just gives the prettiest shifts too. So I don't know if that's what's happening here. I cannot say. There's like glitter all in my hair now because we had some fallout, but that's okay. That's pretty much going to be it. I'm going to do some sort of liner situation, but I will come back and show the finished look, or we'll show more steps if I decide to do something different on the lower lash line on the inner corner. Okay, we're back to do the inner corner. So I did the same like gray-ish matte shades that I did on the outer part of the crease. We did that on the under part just to have it like all work together. For the inner corner, I want to take this shade here, which is Dismal Dandelions. It does require a little bit of building, but to be fair, I have some of that blue and some of that purple or grays. I don't know, they're like mauve grays, but anyways, they are kind of in that area. So I do need to build it up a little bit. I am going to finish the rest of my face, then come back. Okay, here we are, finished look that you already saw because I tried to film differently for today, but here's the finished look like I literally just said. Let's talk about my first impressions, thoughts of, is it pronounced Dieverune, I want to say? I'm not sure. But anyways, of the Gloomy Gardens palette and just the brand overall. So first things first, shipping was, I would say, relatively quick. There are indie brands that ship faster, but I know that this is like a new indie brand and it ships faster than like other indie brands that ship quickly now than they did when they started. Do you know what I mean? And so I think when you start an indie brand and you're the only person working on it, shipping's not gonna be immediate unless you're using like some sort of shipping service, which I think like Blend Bunny does, and they ship real quick. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just saying that's like my understanding and my experience. I don't work for either of these brands, so I don't know what kind of shipping they do. But it did still ship relatively quickly. I feel like I ordered it, oh gosh, I don't remember when I ordered it. I'll pop up on the screen here how many days from like ordering it to arriving, business days. I'll put that on the screen so that you can kind of know. But I feel like that was a good experience. It was wrapped nicely. It's in a bubble mailer, but it's wrapped significantly in bubble wrap inside of the bubble mailer. And it's in a carton inside of the bubble wrap, inside of the bubble mailer. So I felt like it was packaged pretty well. I didn't have any shades that were broken. I appreciate the fact that it does have the mirror and the magnetic pans. I know for some of you, a mirror and magnetic pans do not matter. I understand. For some people it does. So for me, personally, I prefer to have a mirror and I prefer to have magnetic pans. So a check and a check. I like both of those things. The little like moth logo is right here. I don't want to show it because it'll flash on the mirror, but I feel like overall the packaging feels like really nice quality cardboard, and there's some weight to it, obviously probably from the magnetic at the bottom of the on the bottom of the palette. But yeah, that's just kind of packaging experience overall. I think that was nice. With the palette itself, I I'm like torn. So one, I want to play with the shimmers with either I think they look beautiful. Let me just like get up close so you can see. I think they look beautiful, and I just used this Rare Beauty setting mist. Because this brand is new to me, I want to play around with the formula more to get a better feel of like if I use my finger, or if I, use a silicone applicator, if I use a glitter primer. Like I just want to play with it a little bit more to give you like it worked great with this type of application, or it doesn't actually work that great with this application, it works better with this. With just spraying it and basically wetting my brush, because I just used the Rare Beauty setting mist, it worked fine. Like they look pretty. They are, when you put your brush into the pan, there is a lot of chunks coming up. It reminds me of like the single shimmer shadows that I have that are more of that, I don't want it like fragile kind of texture, where you put your brush in and there's just like particles everywhere because they're just so chunky. And not that chunky is bad, because as you can see on my lid, it's not like they're sitting on my lid super chunky. They smoothed out. But anyways, that's just what I want to play around with. So shimmers, I liked. I think the two shimmers that I paired together today worked really pretty together. They're gorgeous multi-chromes. I really do like them. The mattes, I feel like, are not as pigmented as they appear in pan. So I would say if you're somebody who is scared of like really strong pigmentation, these might be good. Like, and to be able to dip your toe into color without having it be like, oh gosh, okay, I've made a mistake. Like, they don't come off the brush like super bam in your face right off the bat. I will say that you can build them up. I feel like I have decent amount of depth for me in the outer corner, and I feel like this pastel shade, I was able to build that up to get to the point that I wanted it to. So I think you can build it up. I want to play around with the color shades and building up the color shades and blending them into each other into the crease a little bit more. This is truly a first impressions because I've never tried this brand before. So I think more time is needed with this for me to make like a full review recommendation. But what I will say is I feel like these two shades blended into each other really nicely. They are the gray shades, so I'm sort of like, let me test out like the purples or the blues, because I just feel like that's going to be a little bit more challenging. But I really liked how the look came out. I liked how it blended together. I really enjoy this color story. So overall, I'm happy with this purchase. I just want to familiarize myself with the formula of the brand a little bit more before I tell you like, oh, this application method worked the best and all of that, because I don't know. Like I said, I'm happy to have it. I don't feel like I wasted my money. I feel like I'm happy with the purchase. I love the packaging and the theming on it. I think it's like just like getting me ready for like a grungy spring. It's super pretty. So overall, those are my thoughts on the palette, and thank you again to FABÉLLE Wigs for sponsoring today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye!